Hello, my cutiest patootiest. I have been slacking off on these and I was honestly trying to think of a video idea for you guys that you've been asking me for, and I just feel like this video topic is something that maybe hasn't been asked for a lot like directly, but people have just been asking me questions kind of like, you know, you seem like you have everything so together, you seem so old and mature for your age, like can you please talk about, you know, how you decided that you wanted to go to college, how you decided that you wanted to go into law, just basic like life questions that I feel like everyone could use, especially coming from someone who did grow up an only child. Like I was 14 when my brother was born, so not having an older sibling or someone that was kind of there to like tell me some of these things, because just parents are just different. I feel like this is something that I would have really appreciated. We are going to take this back to my high school days. We're going to go back and I just want to give you guys a general overview of like where I came from and then kind of like what morphed me into being like the person that I am today. Like basically like all of the canon events that led me to finding myself, as corny as that sounds. It does all start in high school, as a lot of you guys might know, you might not know. My stepdad, Dominic's biological father, raised me basically because my parents had been divorced since I was little, and he raised me, and just before Dom was born about 6 years ago, he suddenly passed away, and that was the first day of my freshman year. So as I'm sure you could imagine, I'm 13, 14 years old and my father just passed away, and now I need to go to high school and like figure shit out. And it was just a very weird time in my life, just because I'm like this awkward like young person who's already kind of confused in my body. I was trying to take it in stride. Like I was trying to kind of, I think I was kind of trying to act like it didn't bother me, and yeah, and like around that time, I want to say a couple months like into freshman year, I met a boy and I had my first like boyfriend, my first relationship at a very weird hard time in my life, and I will touch on that relationship a little bit more because that was a huge part of like my life. But so leading into high school, shit went down, shit happens, whatever, we gotta grind it out. I at this point was like just struggling overall, like just in life. Like I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. Honestly, I thought I was like dreaming, like it was a really bad nightmare. And so I didn't really apply myself all that well my first couple of years of high school. Sophomore year, I broke up with that boyfriend and I like went into a whole spiral. Like I have never had all my shit together. I went through this breakup, and then mind you, this was like just out of COVID, so like we're out of COVID by like half a year, or like maybe closer to a year, and everyone's back to in-person school. But out of person, like virtual school, is very much still a thing that exists. I had a friend who did virtual school, and I like begged my mom, because it was getting to a point where like sophomore year, after everything was started happening and going down, like I was not going to school. Like I was like pretending to be sick. Mom, I don't feel good, I don't want to go to school. And then I begged her to let me do virtual school, and that was genuinely the best choice that I ever could have made for myself. I think that I honestly wouldn't recommend it for everybody because it is very isolating. However, I prefer my life to kind of be more isolated, as like emo as that makes me sound. I ended up doing online school my entire junior year and the second half of my sophomore year, and I got my grades back up. Freshman year, I absolutely tanked my GPA. Tanked, oh my god, tanked isn't even like, it's like an understatement. I like locked back in without having to focus on like drama and people and just all of the emotional like turmoil that comes with like being a young teenager, like figuring out relationships and high school and all this like bullshit. So I would, you know, I did online school. I was able to wake up whenever I wanted to, do everything on my own time, got my shit back together, got into a good routine. And then junior year, when it ended, I was like, you know, I'm gonna go back to in-person school senior year. So that's what I did. I, you know, got back to regular in-person high school senior year, and I picked my classes. And something that I feel like kind of like I never stopped thinking about was when I went into the building to discuss with someone what classes I wanted to be in, considering I was coming from virtual. And this woman, I can't remember who exactly I spoke to, but I told her that I wanted to be in AP psychology. And at this point, like, I hadn't taken any AP courses because I was only in person sophomore and freshman year, and honestly, like, my grades didn't reflect that I should have been in an AP course, and I didn't take any APs. I don't even think it was an option for virtual. So I got in and I was like, yeah, I want to do this, and AP psychology. And she was like, AP psychology? She was like, you don't want to start with basic psychology? And I was like, no, like, I want to do AP. Like, everyone that I've spoken to about it kind of just says that, like, AP psychology isn't that far off from, like, the basic one, whatever. I also just wanted the AP to kind of, like, help away my GPA a little bit in the direction that I was hoping it would go, which was up. And I just will never forget, like, how maybe I'm overthinking it, but it was very condescending how she was like, you want to do AP psychology? And maybe that was just like my insecurities coming out about, like, oh, I haven't been in school, like, what's it gonna be like? And maybe I'm just completely overthinking that, but it just kind of lit this fire under me that's like, wow, people really haven't seen me in 2 years and now they just think that I'm some, like, I don't know, some person who just doesn't, like, value my future and, like, can't hold my own, whatever. So ended up, you know, very much perfectly, amazingly passing AP psychology and passing what is it even called, the AP test, whatever, at the end of the year, and I got a 3, which means that if I wanted to, it could count towards college credits, which I was really excited about. Senior year was actually so amazing. Going virtual and then going back senior year was the best choice that I could have made, because I get back and I was able to kind of, like, re-ground myself. I gained my friend group, which was 2 girls, because I don't have a lot of friends. And I was on homecoming court, and those homecoming court festivities, man, were something that I will never forget. It's like, I don't want to be that, like, person who's, like, graduated and is still talking about, like, being on homecoming court, but it was just so much fun. The parade and, like, just getting to pick dresses and, like, getting to be a part of these things more publicly was exactly what I needed coming out of being in a cave for the last 2 years. Like, it really helped get me back out there in terms of, like, my social life, which, again, not that it is super you know, impressive, but it exists now. And of course in there, like, there were boys and there were friends, and, like, you know, I had a big friend group with many girls who I have nothing bad to say about any of those girls individually. However, that friend group was extremely toxic, and a couple of them are still friends. I'm pretty sure the group isn't like this anymore, just because I feel like everyone always had something to say about everyone, but that's just girls, and that's just growing up a girl being friends with girls. That's just, like, kind of how life is. Like, you just gotta roll with the punches. Freshman year I was kind of friends with my best friends now, Gigi and Reese, and then, like, when I was virtual, my best friend Gigi is the only person that I talked to the entire time. Like, she's the only person that I saw, that I talked to from school. And then my other really best friend Reese, the 3 of us kind of just got really close senior year, and we did everything together, and, like, I'm so grateful to still have them now, like, halfway through college. Like, I still can always talk to them if I need them. Yeah, and so senior year comes to an end, and I was taking it a little hard. I think just that my GPA wasn't exactly where it needed to be, just because of my freshman year situations. And I, you know, kind of at this point knew that I wanted to go to law school. I had an idea. So I said, you know what, like, I would love to go to dance school, like, go to an art school and be a dance major and, like, learn how to do ballet and, like, do styles I've never done before, and then go to law school, and that's that, whatever. Like, that was kind of my plan from the jump. And then there was that whole thing with, like, my school, which, if you don't know, the school that I committed to, University of the Arts, ended up shutting down 2 months before my freshman year. Not super convenient, but I rolled with the punches, and I ended up going to Temple University, where I am now going to be a junior dance major. That sounds so weird. Yeah, so that's kind of like how I got to where I am now. And people all the time ask me how I like Temple, how I like Philly, and the answer is I don't. But like, I feel like people really make it feel so scary if you don't like where you are in life. I feel like that's kind of normal though, is like not really being happy with where you are in life, but having to like grind it out to be able to get somewhere else, like get to another place, physically or mentally, whatever. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just getting through the last 2 years of school, and then I can get the F out of North Philly, which I'm so excited about. My first piece of advice is, if you are unhappy in a situation, like, I will always tell you, do what you think is right. Like, if you think that you can grind it out, you don't have that much longer left, fucking do it. But if you are going to be in this position for the rest of your life and you're like, I hate this, I want to not do this anymore, don't. Like, change it. I tried to transfer schools and I was waitlisted and then rejected, but it's okay because it's a really good school and I was waitlisted in the first place. Something else about me is, in high school, I was never invited to parties. I didn't have a big friend group, so like graduating and coming into college, I really wanted to live that party life. I wanted to go out and I wanted to go to frat parties and I wanted to be half naked every night. Half, not fully. I got to school and I went out a couple of times, and then I was like, you know what? I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I don't go out at school really. I much rather prefer to stay in. I also am not in a sorority though, which I feel like I did not realize that being in a sorority was so huge and like popular. Everyone I know is in a sorority, everyone. And I have no interest, which is okay. It's just like, it really does come down to like finding your confidence, in the sense that you are okay with wanting different things than everyone else. Like, I'm not gonna join a sorority just because everyone else is in a sorority, you know what I mean? I also had a little bit more of a unique situation because I went into college with a boyfriend, which I personally wouldn't change for the world. Like, before my mom really got to know Ethan, she was like, do you really want a boyfriend like when you're going to college? And I was like, Ma, I can still have the time of my life with a man. Like, I don't need to talk to men to have a fun time, okay? I don't know, it's 2026, I don't really know what you're saying to me right now. I don't regret that at all, because Ethan's my best friend. I literally would not be able to live my life in the way that I would want to without him, just because he is another piece of me. Like, he is another part of who I am, and he's my best friend. But it's really just about knowing like what kind of person you are, what you want. If you want to go to school and just be able to do whatever you want with no man, I totally get that. I 110% get that. I thought that that was going to be the route that I chose. Ended up not being, and I'm totally cool with that. Like, Ethan did that. Ethan he's a year ahead of me in school, and he went to school single, did his thing for a year, and then we found each other, and it was fucking meant to be. It was great. So let's talk about boys. The number one greatest factor in me discovering who I was as a person was dating and talking to men, boys at the time, because it was high school. I had my first boyfriend, and then I had a couple of like boyfriends like afterward, before Ethan, but like I talked to a lot of guys. And I have no shame in saying that, because each of them served a purpose in my life. Like, they served a role in my life, whether it was good or whether it was bad. It taught me something, and for each of them I am so incredibly grateful, even if I kind of hate them now. I'm grateful for the roles that they played in my life to get me to where I am today. So for example, 14-year-old me thought it was a good idea to cheat on boys. It's not cool, it's not cute, it's not okay, don't do it. Listen, I love to shatter a man's heart as much as the next girl, but some men really don't deserve that, okay? And if you are with a nice boy who you just aren't interested in anymore, just break up with him, okay? Don't cheat on him. Don't break his heart. But also don't be afraid to break up with him if you're not feeling it anymore. Like, you need to just do what is best for you, but also don't be a shithead. I took that really, really hard. And that sounds selfish because, like, Sophia, you're not even the one who was cheated on. Like, it was him. Like, you're the one who was in the wrong. Trust me, I know. I did my time in terms of feeling bad about that. I still, to this day, like, get nauseous thinking about how I treated some of those people, because it's just not okay and it's just not who I am. But my point is, though, like, if I didn't go through that, and if I didn't put him through that, I would probably still be a piece of shit girlfriend today. Like, I probably would still think it's okay to cheat on men. I would still think it's okay to do shithead things, and it's not. Okay, but something that you need to remember, and you need to give yourself a little grace, is that you're young. Like, before the age of 15, honestly, your record is wiped clean when you turn a certain age, because just the shit that you do, like, your brain wasn't even fully developed, okay? So mess up, do the shit that you need to do the shit that you want to do, and let that guide you to be who, like, let that guide you to find, like, who you actually are and who you're going to be for the rest of your life. Because, like, Ethan and I talk about it all the time. Like, I've asked him before, like, your senior year of high school, if you knew me, would you have wanted to be with me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, if you and I were dating your senior year of high school, would you have broken up with me to go to college? And he's like, probably. And at first I was like, oh my god, like, no way you said that to me. But ultimately, the man is right. Like, he was a different person then. And, like, everything so divinely works out for you, in the sense that, like, you are going to end up where you're going to end up. Whether it's, like, meant for you, whether it's fate. Like, he needed to be with someone else senior year. They broke up, he needed to do his thing, and then when he grew the fuck up and he was like, this lifestyle is disgusting, and then we met, and now we're together and we want to be with each other for the rest of our lives. Like, shit just works out. It might not feel like it at times. It might feel like the end of the world. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I know how that feels. Like, it is going to work out. And, like, as someone who was very male-centered, it was all about boys, rah-rah, like, boy this, boy that, like, boys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like, I needed to grow out of that phase, okay? And this is how I'll put it. Use them as stepping stones to your highest, most best version of yourself, okay? Step on them and use them to figure out what you want in a partner for the rest of your life. And, you know, don't be mean to them unless they deserve it, but fucking use them all day. Use them to figure out what it is you want or don't want. Like, I've been with guys who I've left the relationship and been like, oh, that quality, okay, I want that quality in a man, but not that quality. Like, I had one boyfriend who was so full of himself. Like, oh, head is gigantic, okay, but he literally treated me like an angel walking on earth. Like, I am Jesus Christ myself. That's how he treated me, and that's great. That's how Ethan treats me, but Ethan isn't head so big it won't fit in this room. You know what I'm saying? And I also, like, I just think this is, like, this whole situation is so just, like, neat and funny, though, because it's like everything I'm talking to you guys about right now, I was posting TikToks through this. So, like, there's digital evidence of some of the things that I'm saying to you right now, and, like, it's just crazy that you guys have, like, a lot of you guys watched me go through these stages of my life. Like, I wasn't always this, like, put together, as some of you say. I don't feel put together all the time, so don't think that you're behind. You're not behind in life. I'm gonna be 20 in November, and honestly, I feel behind, okay? I have very much learned that I don't need to compare myself to other people. You need to just focus, and this is so cliche, like, I wish that I could say something that would be more helpful, but this is, like, so true. It's just focus on yourself. Like, think about your life. Think about, like, high school into college into grad, like, just post grad life in general, college or not. Just think about like the pieces of the puzzle that have come together to make you who you are. Are you the person that you want to be? Are you pretending to be somebody else? Are you with someone that you don't really like? Are you still figuring shit out? Like, you need to carve that path for yourself. I always want to be as helpful to you guys as possible. So like, I'll be honest, I don't love my college life. I don't love the school that I'm at, but I'm going to get my degree and I'm going to fucking go to law school. And then hopefully I'll be a little bit happier with my JD, and hopefully all will just fall into place like I just said that it would. Just know that social media is fake. I know that I say it all the time. My life is not nearly as glamorous as I make it seem. Trust me, like I have insane anger issues. I get stressed out a ton and I freak the F out, and then I throw tantrums and I treat the people in my life like who love me like complete garbage because I just can talk to them like that. It's not okay. I need to get my emotions in check. I've been seeing a therapist, farm therapy with animals, I promise. But we all have those little things that are like, damn, like, why can't I be like that person? Be like yourself. Just be like you. You're beautiful, you're perfect, you're amazing, you're smart, and you're incredible, and you are going to do you're going to do amazing things, incredible things. I mean, that's really all the advice I can give you right now. Walk away with this information, okay? If you are struggling with making a decision, or you don't know what to do in a situation, or you're like, I feel totally scrambled, I don't know what the fuck is going on, just stop and ask yourself, what do I want? What is it that I'm working towards? What do I want? Is it you look at someone and you're like, wow, she's so beautiful, like you know, she seems so mature, like how can I achieve that maturity? Don't text her and be like, hey, how did you get so mature? Think about how it applies to your own life. Or if you're confused about how to achieve a certain degree, it's like, okay, well, let's take this a couple steps back. Do I want to go to college? Do I want to take this course? Do I want to pay the money to do this? Is it worth it? You got to evaluate things for yourself. You got to like mesh it and like match it in with your own life. No two people are the same. And while I hope that this was helpful, we're all different. And I love you guys, and I will obviously answer your DMs when I see them about these things. And yeah, love you.